she's starting to cool down. So I thought I'd take you for a little ride as we talk about why I'm not going to purchase a 2022 Harley Davidson motorcycle, and why this bike I feel is one of the best budget baggers you can get. It was warmer and now it's cooling off again, but we are in January. The fact of being able to get a ride in January, that's a pretty nice thing. So as you, unless you've been living under a rock, you know about the new Harley Davidson motorcycles, and you may want to say, well, who are you and why do you get to tell me why you're not buying a bike, and why do I care? Well, I'm just an average Joe. I'm not a big motorcycle guy, or you know, not somebody big in the industry. I'm just an average Joe who is money conscious about how I spend my money. And so I wanted to share with you why I am not going to purchase one of those brand new motorcycles. And the biggest reason is price. You can purchase one of these motorcycles. I purchased this bike last year for $7,000. It had 15,000 miles on it. It now has 35. And I was able to ride over 19,000 miles on this bike, and other than spending money on new tires, I was able to find tires when everybody was having such a hard time finding tires. I was able to find tires. And if we compare and okay, let's look at the Slim ST, the Lowrider ST bike with the fairing and the bars that they're saying is a touring bike, a sport touring bike, has a 117, which has about 125 foot-pounds of torque. I don't know, 120 some horsepower. Of course, with my twin cam 88, I don't pull that kind of power, but I can upgrade this bike to a Muscle 98, a Zipper Muscle 98, and they're talking 110 horsepower and 110 foot-pounds of torque with that bike. But let's say you don't want that. You don't want 110, you know, you want more. It's still less. I can spend $6,700 and get a Muscle 128 put into this bike and have 150 some horsepower and 155 foot-pounds of torque. And that would be a monster of a bike. You know, if we're going to look at performance-wise, and I'm still, with that kind of money, I'm still $5,000 under what the price of that sport touring bike is. And to me, money is a big deal. I can't ride year-round generally, and this isn't my main bike for, you know, riding to work and things like that. We got a little bit of north wind today. Woohoo! So, to me, the price aspect of this bike over those new bikes, of the minimum being $19,900 for a Road King, any of the touring bikes with fairings, you're spending over $20,000. And this bike I've ridden with a stock seat. I've changed my added a upper highway peg and move my ones down a little lower so I can actually stretch out big time, kind of like you can on a Victory motorcycle. You can really stretch out on those bikes without even having highway pegs. But I've added that, and I can stretch out. I have multiple seating positions. I can ride 500, 700 miles a day and have zero pain in my rear. I rode 1,000 miles on this bike and had some tingling in my rear by the end of the day, into the night when I got done. But other than that, riding, whoo, that's a big old storm cloud. It was nice and sunny before this. But the way I see it, the aspects, the three aspects that you really want are long haul ability. Well, this bike has a tour pack on it and big saddlebags and the little trunk thing on the back, so I can have extra baggage stuff on it. And I'm really not packing. I mean, I've packed and gone out for 2 weeks, 10 days time frame, and not overpacked. You know, my wife can ride on here. I've never done a long distance trip with her, but that would be a whole lot better than any of those sport touring bikes. You have to add so much extra to those. And you know, the new CVOs, they have some really cool paint jobs, but I could get a really cool paint job on this bike and still not even break into the $20,000 price range with a zipper 128 engine. There's no way I will ever do that. I may go to like a 95 or a 98 at some point when I need to do engine work on this. But the long-term wear and care ability of this bike isn't going to be that bad. I've got to go through and change my cam chain tensioners out and adjust those. Yeah, I don't have the big hoo-haul radio infotainment system, but I don't really use that. I use my Sena all the time when I'm listening to stuff. If I wanted to use my radio, I can plug in a little Bluetooth thing there and be able to connect my phone to get whatever I want. I use my phone for all my navigation anyhow. So all of those other added things that the new bikes have for that extra thousands of dollars doesn't make sense to me. Yes, this is a 5-speed. I can run 80, 90, but it really cuts down on the gas mileage. So I run, you know, 70 miles an hour. I want to see the country. I don't want to run down the interstate all the time anyhow. So those are other aspects that it really doesn't matter. I'm not racing anybody all the time, so I don't need to have a big engine, but I can go to one and still have far less of an investment into this. You know, the way I look at it, when I bought this bike for $7,000, I have this bike and I have my Sportster if I want to bar hop, restaurant hop, go on short little rides. And that bike is really fun for that. Also, it's great for teaching my kids how to ride. So I've got 2 bikes, and I've got just over, I think I've got right at about 10 grand, you know, invested in those 2 bikes. I think with all the bikes that we have in our garage, all of them, we have 1, 2, we have the Harley Sportster, we have the Kawasaki ZR7, we have the Suzuki GS500, we've got the Honda trail bike. I still don't have $15,000 wrapped up in all the motorcycles. Now I have a little bit more insurance wise, and I've got a little bit more probably equal to a new bike in what it costs for licensing and in insurance. So that aspect too, I got multiple bikes I can get on, and I can ride with multiple people, and I still don't have the investment that I would have with one of the new 2022s. So to me, you've got to, of course, find a bike that fits who you are. You've got to find a bike for the type of riding that you're going to do. But to me, finding the best bang for the dollar is the best thing you can do. And whether you buy a 2006 Electra Glide, or you buy a 2009 or a 2011 Road Glide, finding the bike for the best money that you can is what it's all about to me. And it'll be nice to see over the longevity of this bike how much care I put into it and price. I'm really conscious when it comes to that kind of stuff, and so that's why I wanted to bring you this information. Hopefully, if you're new to looking at a bike, or you have a bike and you saw these new ones and think, jeebers, I've got to get rid of my bike and get one of those, maybe you'll think twice about it. And maybe if you have the opportunity and you have the money to be able to do that, and you can give your bike up and give it to somebody who wants the type of bike that you have, that'll be great for them and great for you. But just wanted to share that with you. If you like the content, go ahead and subscribe and like down below. And if you want to follow along, check out our other videos. I will put some here at the end, some playlists, and you can check out what our channel's all about. So till next time, keep the sunny side up, keep the rubber side down, and have an utterly awesome 2022.